Alright, hey guys, what's up? 8 Byte Brian back again, and I am back to do my flea markets, thrift store finds, toy shows, eBay, miscellaneous finds for March, and oh my, I have got a ton of stuff this month, so let's see how quickly I can get through this, and let's start off with miscellaneous. So miscellaneous is really kind of just going to be one category that I found a ton of stuff in this month, and that's VHS, or I'm sorry, last month. One of the coolest things I found VHS-wise was Donkey Kong Country, The Legend of the Crystal Coconut, and the bright yellow clamshell. And I think I paid like $2 for that, which wasn't bad, seeing it's like a Nintendo product. Got that in a thrift store. Let's see, I have a slew of VHS here. I found the classic sci-fi thriller Metropolis. These I think I paid like $1/4 for. A lot of Ninja Turtle stuff. Hot Rod and Teenagers. One of the episodes there. This was really cool. I found this right around Easter. The Ninja Turtles Awesome Easter. Check out that crazy box. Like, that's really psychedelic. But I would have had nightmares if I watched that, I think. One of the Burger King Kids Club Turtles. This is called Sky Turtles. I think I've almost got all 4. There was 4 of these, so I think I have 3 of them now. This was an amazing find. This is Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie, and it's a white VHS. And apparently this goes for like $40 to $60, and I paid like 50 cents for that. And that's not kidding. That is sold completed listings of people willingly paying $40 to $60 for a VHS tape. Like, that's absolutely insane. I never would have imagined that that would have gone for so much money. I was just like, oh, cool, Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, and that's like, wow, that's insane. I can't believe that's worth that much. Moving right along, I also found one of my favorite movies as a kid, The Jetsons Meet the Flintstones. That's actually kind of a hard VHS to track down. It's a little uncommon. This one isn't worth anything, unfortunately, because it's all beat up. But, you know, I watched that and it was fun, so good movie to find. Another classic horror flick, The Blob. So looking forward to giving that a watch through. And then remember Super Dave, the guy who was like a Evel Knievel type goofball that was always like crashing and was a stunt daredevil. Daredevil for hire was his slogan. And that was a really funny show, so I couldn't believe I found one of the episodes of Super Dave, so really cool. And yeah, I'm not through my VHS yet. I found Disney's Tron, the 25th anniversary edition, which, I mean, of course it's Tron, why would you not pick up Tron? Some more Ninja Turtles stuff, with Leonardo looking very suspicious here, holding an extension cord called the Big Blowout. So he's up to some no-good shenanigans. He looks kind of sadistic. I don't trust him. Monty Python, some original ones. These I think I got for free at a church thrift store. Like, they just gave it away along with the video game that I picked up there too. This is number 5 out of the VHS set. I love Monty Python. If you've never seen any of their stuff, look them up on YouTube, or, you know, get a DVD or something. Like, I can't even really explain their humor. It's something you have to witness firsthand and actually watch. Again, some more turtle stuff. This episode is just Heroes in Half Shell. So one of the first. Yet another Turtles one. This is another one of the Burger King ones called April Foolish. That's a silly title. And a Street Sharks VHS. How cool is that? It's all like glossy and like a hologram. That's really neat. Awesome! And again, yet another Monty Python VHS. That's cool. I got a little collection going on there. And again, like I really can't sing the praises of Monty Python enough. If you've never seen Monty Python, check it out. You're doing yourself an awesome favor. And this is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the White Ranger saga. So I think this is like part 2 or 3 in the White Ranger series. That's pretty cool. And then moving along from that, we'll continue with miscellaneous with books and stuff like that. So I found a couple of neat books. I found kind of a knockoff Choose Your Own Adventure. This is called Make It Happen, The Choice Is Yours series, and this book is called Master of the Past. So I just thought that was really neat, and this is by the Weekly Reader Paperback Club. So this is probably a competitor to Scholastic back in the day, but just really like the picture. Kind of Bionic Man type looking book to it. Also picked up Batman Returns in paperback. So that's really cool. I don't think I'll actually read it, but it's just, I like the, you got obviously Michael Keaton on the front there and the artwork looks good. So that's just cool to have in my collection. And then something I almost totally forgot about. Remember the comic series, the comic strip series Marvin? Yeah, he was like Garfield, kind of like in a baby form, with the same type of black and white, like sarcastic humor. I don't know if you'll be able to see any of that or not. But yeah, I like totally forgot about that. I'm like, oh yeah, that was a thing for, like 30 seconds and then fizzled out, but it's still pretty neat. And like all that, I think I paid like $0.25 a piece for at like a local Goodwill. I've got a few things I want to save. I'll do as my finds of the month here. But let's see. Let's move into board games and stuff. Oh, wait, got one more thing before I do that. Actually, 2. This is really cool. This is a Great Adventure souvenir book from the Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey. And this is from 1975. This is from like their opening year. And it shows pictures of what it originally looked like. So, no, it did not always be called Six Flags Great Adventure. It was originally just Great Adventure. And there was a lot more trees. It was a lot more like a woodland, like fantasy land. I guess that's a good way to say it. Like, some of the stuff in here is insane. Like, there's let me see if I can find a good picture here. But you have like this, that you're not going to really be able to see it well, but there's like this restaurant you can eat in, and this whole part of the park like shaped like a castle out of like ice cream cones and like a giant birthday cake. And they have this other area where the safari existed back then. They had the safari built, but they have like this other part, like old Western town, where they have like this 100-foot tall teepee and like this really cool old Western town. And even on the front too, like that hot air balloon actually existed. You could actually go up in that in the woods and stuff. And it's just really, really neat. Like it's just really cool to see. It says like thank you on the back for supporting their vision. Like they didn't know Great Adventure was going to be a good thing back then. It's just some guys decided, hey, let's build a amusement park, and it wasn't a worldwide phenomenon yet. This was the first. Jackson was the first. There was never one before this, and this is one from their opening year. So that's a really, cool piece of history, I think, right there. Even not just pop culture. It's just so much mainstream culture that, who's never heard of, now Six Flags Great Adventure. Everyone's heard of that. So that's really cool. I also found a book that I think is neat because I love Atari stuff. It's a user's guide to the 400, 800, and 1200 XL Atari computers and peripherals and software and stuff like that. So of course, being an Atari nut, I had to pick that up. Let's see, also, that was pretty interesting. I picked this up. I remembered my buddy had this when I was growing up in my neighborhood, and it's called Chamber of Horrors. It's a Halloween cassette that, like, on Halloween you'd play, and, like, you know, you have eerie music coming out of your house, and, like, when you trick or treat, like, you hear all these creepy sound effects, like a squeaky floorboard or somebody rattling chains and stuff like this. And it's pretty uncommon. The cassette goes for around like $14 to $15 online, and just really neat to see that. And I guess a couple other things in the miscellaneous section as well. I found this old Diet Pepsi glass, and this is from, if you remember the Ray Charles commercials where he'd be singing, and he'd say, "You got the right one, baby." Uh-huh. And I just said, wow, that's really crazy. I'm like, I remember that marketing ad. So this was like 50 cents. Picked that up for 50 cents. So really cool. And then this vintage Hershey's syrup cup this is from 1985. And it has a straw built into it. And it shows Messy Marvin with his friend. And he's like throwing his drinks all over the place. And the other person is drinking out of this cup, so that way, you know, it wouldn't spill and stuff. And the picture is so great because there's just like this jerk face cat on the back, like throwing the soda cans at a dog. And it's like, oh man, it's like, you jerk. Cats are such jerks. You can't trust cats. Cats will stab you in the back the second they get a chance. And a couple other things that were neat too. I didn't even know what this was, like with batteries in this. This is like an old 80s or, 1988. And I really couldn't find anything on this online. I thought it was a bank or something. And you put a battery, one AA battery in the bottom. And I was like, I wonder what this does. Like, is this a radio or a phone or something? And it's it's like a fake Diet Cola can or whatever. And so I put the battery on, like, thinking it would, like, move, or I didn't know what it would do. And then, like, I go to pick it up, and I'm like, ah! And, like, damn thing shocked me. So it's an old, like, crank Diet Cola can from the 80s, which is really neat and really scared the crap out of me when I first picked it up. I did not expect to get shocked by it, but that's pretty fun. And that was, again, like a quarter or something. Like, there's this really good, pardon the pun, Goodwill that I go to where they do everything in dump bins, and you can get stuff for like 25 cents a pound. So, like, a lot of this stuff, like, it costs like literally next to nothing. Other stuff I did pay for, but, you know, some of the stuff, hey, you get it cheap, you know, and you get it really, really cheap. I also found, I thought it was really weird, not advocating smoking by any stretch of the imagination, but this was like an old 80s or late or early 90s pack of playing cards made by Salem Lights. And I don't know, I just like the color and like the scheme of it and everything, like how it looks. It just has that really old 80s and 90s look to it, so, you know, that was neat. I think the cards have, they have the same type of like logo on the back. And there's nothing special about them. They're ordinary playing cards, but they just have that little logo. So I thought that was kind of neat. Let's see. This was an incredible find. I think I paid maybe like 10 cents for this. This is a pen from IBM. And this is it says the 1990 employee charitable contributions campaign, and it says, "Together we can make a difference." It clicks and apparently jumps out of my hand. It's a powerful little spring, and it's really cool. I've never seen an IBM pen before, and it still writes, believe it or not. So I like the color scheme and everything. Looks really cool. Let's see, other miscellaneous stuff. Oh yeah, I guess there is this. I also found this. I got this for free as well at that same church thrift store. This is a piece of software made and distributed by like Mott's, like the makers of Mott's applesauce from like 1995, and it's called Mind Castle: The Spell of the Word Wizard. And there's the packaging and everything, really neat. And you can see inside it has the instructions. It even comes on a little, like a 3 1/4 floppy disk. It has the instructions and everything. And there were other games that you could order that were all of a sudden like $20. Like, wow, like $30, $20 for these stupid little games. But still really cool and just really weird. Like, bots making a computer game? That's really bizarre. And let's see, I guess I'll move into just toys. So I found some other interesting stuff. Don't know if you guys remember this, like when you were in elementary school. This is the Bulls and Bears. I don't know if every one of these was called this, but the way you'll probably most remember it is that these were like those little counting multicolored bears, and like you'd separate them and like count them and stuff like that when you're in like 2nd or 3rd grade. And I always thought they were really cool, this neat little bears, so they were kind of neat. Again, picked that up at the same Goodwill place for like $1. And then a couple of board games that I picked up. I think I paid maybe like $10 for the pair. No more than like 12. I picked up this Tetris board game, which is really neat. But kind of dumb when you think about it. Like, it must really suck to play Tetris in a board game for. But I just thought it was neat. And then a board game that I had as a kid that I couldn't believe that I saw again. This is a board game called Quicksand, and it's really, really uncommon. It wasn't a very popular board game, I have to imagine, when it came out, because I don't even see these listed on eBay very much. And it's basically, you're in the jungle, and your little safari guys go around, and you either take pieces away or build pieces up as they either sink lower in the quicksand or, dig their way out. And then sometimes there's only like a hat left. So that was really cool to find, really cool to see that again. Alright, let's see. And now from board games, let's move into video games. And a lot of these I got from my good friend Mel at Columbus Flea Market, and I paid about probably like $5 a piece for these. I don't think any more than that. Clue Land, which is an awesome NES game I've been wanting for quite a while, but it's pretty pricey, so getting that for under 20 was a really, really good deal. This weird game called Ninja Crusaders. So that was cool to find. I never even heard of that before, so pretty uncommon. The Lone Ranger. I think I paid like 10 or 15 for that. Also got the box with that. Mel's a really good guy. He works a lot with prices and stuff like that. Fantasy Zone. This is an awesome shooter for the NES. I totally recommend picking that up. Paid like $2 or $3 for that. Very cheap. And The Rocketeer for the NES. I probably paid, I think, like $5, $8. I got this at a game store though. And then also, I got a bunch of stuff, of course, for the Atari. I picked up Superman, picture variant that I don't have. There is a red label variant, and that's what I was looking for, and this was not it, so that was only like $1. Picked up a copy of Pole Position, but this is a label variant because it says Pole Position or something like on the back, like the label's misspelled. So that makes it a little bit more uncommon and not necessarily valuable, but rare if you're looking, uncommon if you're an Atari collector. I also found Solar Storm for the $2,600, and this came with the manual, and that is a pretty rare game to find. So I think I paid $12 for that, which isn't too bad. There's the manual as well. Got King Kong, a Tiger Vision game. I think I paid 10, either 10 or 15, which isn't too bad, I guess. I only picked it up really because I found it out in the wild, and it's still cheaper than eBay, so. Alpha Beam with Ernie. It's another uncommon one out of the Sesame Street series. California Games, also pretty uncommon. And Flag Capture. This is uncommon because it has the picture label variant, so you never see that. That makes that pretty hard to find. And then for PlayStation 1, I found Resident Evil, the Director's Cut. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. And WWF SmackDown 2 Know Your Role. Oh yeah, and I also picked up Metal Gear Solid, but I didn't show that because I already had that. So, and these were all like $3 a piece. I found them at a Goodwill I don't go to a lot, so that was pretty cool. And this stuff here I got off of eBay, so I know I cheated a little bit. But I remembered like seeing a picture of them, and I was like, oh wow, I totally forgot I had these growing up. So first I'll show you these little guys here. These are little wind-up toys made by Galoob, and they were like little power tools and stuff like that. I'll come as close to the camera as I can. And you wind them up. And this is like a little table saw. I don't know if you can see that, but the little saw spins around. They're just really nice and so, you know, well detailed and everything and miniaturized. And you can tell the wind mechanism lasts for a long time. And I just remembered playing with these when I was a little kid. And I was like, oh my god, I totally want to have them in my collection again. So, picked them up. This one's of a little grinder, like that you would use to grind and sharpen like knives or like screwdrivers and stuff. And they're just really neat little detailed pieces. And I got the whole lot off of eBay for $15. Most of the rest don't work though. There's a little sewing machine as well. I think this might be from like a dollhouse or something. This just came in the lot. A old little TV looking like from the 50s. This little Coleman light up keychain lantern. For like if you're going camping or stuff. Oh yeah, and then this is really cool. I wish I could get this working, but I unfortunately cannot. This is a little record player, really hard to show. It's got so many pieces. But it's a record player. With like the speakers and everything. You can lift it up, and the little stylus moves and everything. I mean, come on, how detailed is that? That is absolutely awesome. Very cool. And then I also came with this little fire extinguisher water pistol. So that was a pretty good lot, honestly, for $15. And then also, I had some of these. I believe I got this as a birthday gift from like my aunt one year, because I remembered having this little wind-up chainsaw, and I was trying to find it online. So I found this for like a couple of bucks on eBay. And it has the whole set of all the little power tools made by Skill, which is it's like a bandsaw, a jigsaw, a circular saw, a power drill, and a chainsaw. It shows all the pictures in the back. And there's little pieces of wood that you can like pretend to drill and cut through and stuff like that. But Yeah, I don't know. I was just really on a wind-up toy kick this month, I guess. And then I also found this. This is for my Pee-wee's Playhouse set. This is a wind-up Terry the Pterodactyl. I think I paid $6 or $8 for him, which isn't too bad because he's pretty tough to find as well. I also found this, I believe this is a Tomy, yes, a Tomy Party Time Bowling toy. And this is a little set here where you would lay out the bowling alley. And then at the one end here, you connect the other end, really hard to show. And you push that button and the pins all pop up like that. And then you have this little bowling ball here that you wind up. And you try to wind it up and hope that he, knocks some of the pins over. And it's pretty cool. Really cool little detailed set, so I think that's neat. I like these old types of toys that kind of like have a gimmick to them. I think they're, they're really neat. Like they're just kind of like silly and gimmicky. Like you wouldn't see toys, like that today. If you gave this to someone, they'd be like, "What in the world?" Like you have to wind it up and wait. But pretty neat. Let me see if I can get that back in there. Okay. And then I also found this, I think this was like for $1 or so, an old Roy Rogers deputy badge, which I thought was really cool, even though it's kind of like before my time. Also found this awesome little Snoopy on a skateboard. You can see he's in a Red Baron getup. That's really cool. Love Snoopy stuff. And I also actually found 2 of these this month, but I was able to put them together into one fully functional one because one of them was missing parts. This is an original, completely original now, with the replaced light bulbs and screws. 1978 Simon, and it totally works. I remember playing with that and having a lot of fun at my aunt's, so that was cool to find. Only like $2. Even for the other one, it was like $4 for both of them. So fully functioning Simon for $4 isn't bad. I also found a bunch of Pez dispensers. This is an old no feet Santa Claus. And I did some research on like the serial numbers on them. That's how you can tell a lot of them whether or not they're worth money or not. And it's not always the ones with no feet. Got this cool little Garfield one with a green hat. Looks like he's going to play cards or something. But you have a lot of them that have thin feet. So if they have thin feet or no feet, those ones are worth a lot more. And you can tell as you can put it up towards a modern one, and the modern ones with later serial numbers have much thicker feet than these ones. Got this cool skeleton looking guy. And this cool Snoopy looking one. And I think these were all like 50 cents each. Dirt cheap. And I got this Fozzie the Bear one. And then this little Easter chicken one. Now, let's see. Also found, getting near the end here, at South Jersey Geek Fest. This is one of 2 things that I found. This is from the Super Mario Brothers movie, a thermos, no lunchbox, but pretty cool. It's a terrible, campy movie there, but you can see Mario and Luigi Mario, and then Bowser on the front. So that was just kind of cool to get and add that to my collection. And then this, I was going to save this for one of my finds of the month. This guy was not cheap whatsoever. Looks like he kind of came apart here for a second. There we go. How in the world did that even happen? Okay. But anywho, need those color bars on the screen. Please stand by as we are experiencing technical difficulties. Come on. There we go. And this is a Dragon Blaster Skeletor, and you can see he has the chain that goes around the front of his chest with the handcuff here and the dragon on the back. And that goes around the back and even has the green plastic padlock. You fill this little guy up with water, then you press down on his head, and he would spit water out, He-Man and stuff. And paid $55 for him, but he is not cheap. He goes at least for 60 to 80 online, complete. And this is one of the toys I had growing up as a kid and really, really loved playing with. So, you know, kind of sentimental. So it was worth it for me to pay that and have that back in my collection. And let's see, last two things I found here. I also found this. This was like $2. This is it's from 1984. Just this really neat old astronaut kite. I don't know how much of that you'll be able to see. I'll try to put it back here so you can see the whole picture. You can see like the astronaut in his space suit and everything. So that was just kind of neat. Really vintage and campy. And then last but not least, I think, this is one of the coolest things I found the whole month. I found this green colored Tales from the Crypt. Have yourself a scary little Christmas. How cool is that? And just an example of some of the songs on there. You have, let's see, Deck the Halls with Parts of Charlie, Juggle Bells, which was The Fright Before Christmas. Should old cadavers be forgot? That's really, really cool. And I think that'll pretty much do it for all my flea market and thrift store, eBay, what have you finds that I found for the month of March. So hey guys, sorry if my uploads haven't been quite as regular as they have been before. I've just been working a lot at my job and it's hard to find the time to sometimes do a weekly tour review Thursday or to get out my thrift store finds as early as I like to, but I'm trying to get back into a good flow of that. It's just really hard to find the time. Like I'm so exhausted, so it's, you know, don't think that, hey, I forgot about you guys out there. I'm still going to stay on track, but sometimes some weeks are a little bit tougher than others. But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all my finds for March, and, you know, keep hitting those thrift stores and flea markets or eBay or wherever it is you find your, you know, cool stuff from your childhood or whatever. And definitely, like I said, hey, on my Twitter, you know, at King of Retro, and the King of Retro page on Facebook, definitely show me pictures of what you guys are finding out there. I absolutely want to see. I'm not just saying that. I totally want to see what you guys pick up. And please remember, a big thing that helps me out a lot, make sure to click on that little bell up in the corner, so that way you're notified immediately when I put out a new video. That really helps me out a lot and helps my views get up. And I just recently broke the 500 subscribers mark for my little channel, so I'm going to be doing a special video for that coming out soon. But thanks guys for tuning in, and until next time, keep hunting and happy toy hunting out there. See you later, guys.
Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And if you do the Facebook or Twitter thing, follow me at #KingOfRetro. See you next time.